How's it going, my peeps? Deagle here with WrestlingGamer.com, and you know what time it is. It is now time for the WWE SummerSlam 2012 prediction game video. SummerSlam, one of WWE's main pay-per-views, one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year, is this Sunday. We've got a pretty packed card with some decent matches on there, some pretty good matches. And one match people would consider a dream match or have been wanting to see for a long time, and that's Brock Lesnar versus Triple H one-on-one, the match you're watching right now in the background, simulated by, WWE 12 gameplay. So, what I'll do is I'll go over the matches, give you guys my predictions, and in the comment section, as always, you guys can give me your predictions so you could win the prediction game video. It's pretty simple, you just gotta get the predictions right. So let's start this off with the actual pre-show match, which is going to air before the pay-per-view, and it's going to be the United States Champion Santino defending his championship against Antonio Cesaro. And, pre-show matches, you know how I feel about them. They're kind of like dark matches, and in dark matches, it's not often you get a title change, unless maybe it's the tag team championships. Every once in a while, it seems like they do change the tag team titles, on house shows. That is a rare sight, and while I do compare dark matches to pre-show matches often, the main difference is, dark matches, the public really can't see them unless you're, over there. You're at the actual house show or at the actual event live, in the crowd. As for the pre-show, you actually have some people watching, but, obviously not as many people watch the pre-show as the actual show itself. Now, I actually see a title change on this pre-show. I think it's a good time to have a title change in the pre-show. That way they can show the fans, show the people that, hey, if you watch the pre-show, you could see a title change. So, tune into the pre-show. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if there's going to be a title change. And in this case, I do actually see, a possible title change. Santino's held the United States Championship for a short while here, but I actually think Antonio Cesaro has a good chance this Sunday at taking the championship off him. So I'm going to go with Antonio Cesaro winning this match and being the first guy to win a championship on a pre-show match. So afterwards, you've got the WWE Tag Team Championship, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth teaming up to face the Primetime Players. Obviously AEW's not there anymore, so it's just the Primetime Players, not part of the all-world promotions. Now, I don't know if they're gonna get a manager anytime soon, if they're just gonna stick to both these guys on their own. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but as far as who I think is gonna win this, well, I like to see the Primetime Players win this. But does that mean, I actually think they have a chance at winning this? Well, I always think, everybody has a chance at, winning a match. Anything can happen to some extent, but I do think that Kofi Kingston and R-Truth are going to retain in this case. I think they're going to retain at SummerSlam. SummerSlam is usually a face pay-per-view, and what I mean by that is, it's kind of like WrestleMania where most of the faces win their matches at SummerSlam. So, for that reason, really, well, not just that reason, but I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston and R-Truth retaining the championships here and maybe losing it down the line to the Primetime Players, maybe at the next pay-per-view or something like that. Then afterwards, you've got the new Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, defending his championship against a returning Rey Mysterio. This could be a good match. We've seen The Miz versus Rey Mysterio in the past. Well, we've seen it on SmackDown recently, but we've seen it for a championship, for the WWE Championship, about a year back or two. It was actually, it was when CM Punk left, so it's about a year back, maybe a year and a half, and Rey Mysterio won that match. I think this time it's gonna be different. This time it's for a different championship. The Miz just won the title. Rey Mysterio just came back from a suspension, so it's his second suspension now, but it is his first pay-per-view back, and it is Rey Mysterio, so this match could go either way. But I'm kind of leaning towards The Miz more just because he just won the championship. And I'm still unsure if they're going to keep Rey Mysterio, at the main event spot or in the mid-card spot. So I really don't know. Is this just a last-minute match just because they wanted Rey Mysterio on the pay-per-view? or do they plan on having Rey Mysterio in that mid-card, in the top of the mid-card as IC champion or something like that? I'm not sure, but for some reason I'm just leaning towards The Miz more, just because he just won the title, and he's just in need of a big win, more than Rey Mysterio, I'd say. You know, since becoming IC champion, he hasn't won too many matches, but he's lost a bunch of them. And since returning, he just, hasn't won too many matches. Rey Mysterio, he's got a non-title victory over The Miz. That's actually how he got, to this spot, to this number one contenders match. Well, this number one contender spot and this IC title match. And usually what happens is, when somebody gets a victory over, a non-title victory over the champion on a Raw or SmackDown, and then gets a title shot because of that, at the actual pay-per-view, they end up losing. So, I think that's what's going to happen. So, I'm going to go with The Miz retaining the championship here. And then, you've got Kane versus Daniel Bryan. Non-title match, really nothing on the line. Match booked by AJ. And I'm going to go with Kane on this one. Daniel Bryan's been losing a bunch of matches lately on Raw, and I think they're gonna keep on with this losing streak or whatever, so he can keep on with the no stuff. I guess it fits more if he loses, so he can yell no some more, since he's not using yes anymore. So makes more sense, and would like to see Daniel Bryan pick up the victory here, just because he's been losing so much. So victory would do him some good. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to keep on with Daniel Bryan losing. So that way he's going to hate AJ some more, I guess, because she's booking him in these matches, these non-title matches, and he keeps losing and stuff. So, yeah, Kane is my pick for this match. And then you've got Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler, which a lot of people are looking forward to. And just talking about it because it might just steal the show. It's Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler in a one-on-one match. We've never had this match before, I believe. Yeah, we've never had this match before. They were both heels anyways, before this, so it wouldn't make too much sense to book them in a match. But now Chris Jericho's a face, so they have this match. And apparently Jericho is leaving after SummerSlam. And usually when somebody leaves, they're gonna lose their last match, but that's not always the case actually. And I'm gonna go into more detail about that in the actual video I upload, the simulation of Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler. But for now, I'm gonna say that I think Jericho's gonna win this. I actually think Jericho's gonna win this match. Now, some people are gonna be confused as to why I picked Jericho if I'm saying he's leaving soon or leaving after SummerSlam. Well, I'll go into more detail, okay? So, stay tuned for the Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler, simulation video, prediction game video, and I'll talk about that, more. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho picking up the victory here, and I guess winning the big one, although a match versus Dolph Ziggler isn't exactly the big one, but, I'm gonna go with Jericho winning this match. And then, assuming, Sheamus versus Del Rio gets put back on the SummerSlam card, and they actually do have the matchup, which I think they will. They've been building up this match for a while now, this rematch for, a good amount of time, with Del Rio getting a lot of TV time against Sheamus, him attacking Sheamus a lot, Sheamus attacking him, and stuff like that. So it doesn't make too much sense for them to cancel the match. So I think it's gonna, be reinstated, and we're gonna have that world title match between Sheamus and Del Rio. So it's gonna be Sheamus versus Del Rio number 2, a rematch from Money in the Bank. And so yeah, assuming this match does take place, I'm gonna go with Sheamus retaining the championship here, just because I don't see Del Rio being the one to take the title off Sheamus. It seems like they really like Sheamus. Sheamus rarely loses clean. He hasn't lost a match clean in such a long time, which is why I'm gonna go with Sheamus retaining his championship here. I don't think it's gonna be any different than their match at Money in the Bank. Sheamus is gonna retain clean with the bro kick, or either white noise, one of the two, probably the bro kick. And then you've got the WWE Championship match. CM Punk defends against John Cena and The Big Show. I'm not really interested into this matchup as much as Punk's previous title defenses. I've actually been interested in all of Punk's title defenses up till now, but this one, I don't know, for some reason it's not as interesting to me, even though I will watch it. I don't know if it's the addition of The Big Show to the match, because I'm not the biggest Big Show fan, or if it's just, Like seriously, I don't know. But as far as who I think is gonna win this and win the WWE Championship or retain, I'm gonna go with CM Punk retaining the championship here. If CM Punk somehow does not end up winning this match, then I would go with John Cena as my second pick. Although, in the prediction game you can only pick one person. I'm just saying that if CM Punk doesn't win, I'm pretty sure John Cena would be the one to win this match. I don't think the Big Show's gonna win the WWE title for a long time, if he's even gonna win it. And then you've got the main event, the big match on the card. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the main event, so for the, I don't know how many times, this is gonna be another pay-per-view without the WWE Championship as the main event match, as the last match. I think so. I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar versus Triple H is going to headline the pay-per-views and is going to be the last match on the show. So Lesnar versus Triple H, a lot of people have been wanting this match for a long time. People want this match to happen, in Brock Lesnar's first, run with the company. But hey, it's finally happening now that Brock Lesnar's back. This is Brock's second match since returning, his first match being against John Cena, which he lost, by the way. Now this is a hard match to predict. I initially thought that Hardcore Justice, TNA's Hardcore Justice pay-per-view was like the hardest pay-per-view to predict. But this one, SummerSlam, is actually, much harder than Hardcore Justice to predict, and that's for most of the matchups. Who's gonna win this match? It's a hard decision. It's a hard prediction. Lesnar could win this, Triple H could win this. Usually when a heel gets so much advantage over the face, in Brock Lesnar's case, he broke Triple H's arm, took him out for a while, and then he broke Shawn Michaels' arm, and kicked his ass in the parking lot. Really, Brock Lesnar has had the advantage for the most part in this feud, and like I said, usually the face, in a case like this, would get the revenge at the pay-per-view, but this isn't just, any heel, this is Brock Lesnar we're talking about here. So this is definitely a hard one to predict, especially because, Brock Lesnar lost his first match back, so would he really lose his second match back too? The only way to find out really is to, tune into SummerSlam. But since I have to pick somebody, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar winning this match. So anyways, that's it for my predictions. Now it's time for you guys to give me your predictions in the comment section below. It's quite simple, just leave your prediction for every single matchup I listed in this video in one comment. And you're allowed one mistake, so if you get 6 matches, well, there's actually 8 matches on the card, assuming Del Rio and Sheamus does happen. So if you get 7 matches out of 8 right, then that's good, and you win the prediction game. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, you can click that like button. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps me out. You can check out WrestlingGamer.com, join the forums there. Check out the Facebook fan page at Desert Eagle 814 or the Wrestling Gamer Facebook page at WrestlingGamer.com, and that's pretty much it. I'm out. See ya.